thank you for tuning in to another installation of the Neon Entertainment Neon Spotlight. And we're being joined today by Mikki Hommel. Is that right, Mikki?
What's up? That's right, I'm here.
All right, cool. So, I want to first start off by saying I started listening to some of your music, and you've got some pipes.
Oh, thanks.
You've got a voice that is crazy.
Oh.
I've heard that you just really started at a young age. So what got you kind of to going down this direction, and where did you get training to sing like that? Because your voice is amazing.
Oh, thanks so much. I just basically started singing since I was little, and I just wanted to be like my sister. And my sister was like, "All right, you need to sing like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and Celine Dion." I was like, "Oh, okay." So we'd have like competitions of like who could sing the loudest, and she'd win. So I had goals. But then,
so it's singing from the diaphragm, right? It's not just like that loud. You know what I mean? Where you're singing like who can sing the loudest. I have had. I was in chorus and things like that when I was a kid, and did some musicals in high school, and then really haven't. Yeah, but I never really stuck with it. You know, it was like when I was young, I had like a baritone, like almost bass voice. So the chorus director was saying like, "Hey, we don't have a lot of you. You've hit puberty already. Not everyone else has." So can you, so I dabbled in it. I'll just say that, but I'm nowhere near your caliber.
Aw. But yeah, I've just been singing since I was little, and then I did chorus and musical theater. And then my first musical theater audition, I was kind of blue because I didn't know what I was doing, and I was basically doing it because this cute guy was in the show. It's I'm not being it. And then the teacher was like, not that impressed. So I went to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I need voice lessons." So since high school, I've been taking voice lessons, and I found this super awesome, amazing teacher in New York named Ron Shetler. So I've just been with him, and he's been helping me figure out different strengths of my voice and taking it to super fun places. So yeah, it's just a lot of work, but it's fun work.
What was that musical that you started off with the cute boy?
Oh, I tried to be in West Side Story, and they're like, "Nope."
Oh, okay.
But then I finally got into, what was it? I was in Pippin and Anything Goes. What were you in?
Okay. Oh boy, Fiddler on the Roof.
Wow.
And Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah, Bye Bye Birdie.
Yeah.
I did that one in college.
Yeah, but I certainly wasn't a star. I was a background person. I was Sasha, the Russian dancer, and Fiddler on the Roof, and then just a nobody in Bye Bye Birdie.
Oh,
and I had a similar situation, other than it wasn't a cute boy, it was a cute girl. So.
Aww, there you go. The things you do for cute people.
Right.
That's awesome.
So I saw that Rent inspired you. Some of the stuff that I looked at, and what amazing musical that is.
That's such a good one. Yeah.
What was it about that kind of sparked your interest to, continue moving forward with your musical career?
Well, I've always been into film. I love Jim Carrey so much. So in high school, I was I'm just going to do movies. And then all my friends were in chorus. And they loved musical theater. And I was like, guys, this is weird. I don't know why they're singing about random things. What's the point? And then they took me to see Rent. And then I remember, I was Angel, riffs on stage. Just a run.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you can do pop and run and do riffs in a Broadway show. I'm hooked. So then I just became addicted to it.
And you saw Rent on Broadway?
Yeah, I've seen it about 35 times because I'm cool.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I saw it here in Buffalo, and it was
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what an amazing story! It was a great cast.
Oh, yay!
So yeah, I'm certainly familiar with the story, and it
yeah.
was, kind of one of those things that I don't know. I guess to certain people it may not be as appealing to others, but I'm open to all avenues of life and all stories, and I think the more that people can learn about different cultures and different genres, I think the more intelligent they can end up being at the end of the day. So I was like blown away by it, and I thought it was really great.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was kind of the reason why I wanted to go to I went to a musical theater conservatory for the sole purpose of being Maureen in Rent.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so everyone else was like, I love all musical theater, and I was like, guys, I just love Rent, so I'm just going to do that.
Did that ever happen for you? Did you ever end up getting
No, I kept auditioning for it, and then actually my last Broadway audition was for Rent, and I just didn't do that good of a job. And then because I am super cool, I went to see High School Musical in the theater by myself.
Okay.
And there's a scene. Have you seen it?
I'm gonna have to go on that side and say no.
What? No,
I mean, it's just, I'm sorry. Yeah, at this point, I think that kind of that genre has kind of passed me by. I think
that's for the best. So there's a scene where Zac Efron has this footloose dance off in the dark, and it's thunderstorm thing in the theater, and then his drama teacher is randomly there at night, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I don't know if I should do basketball or sing." And she's like, "You need to trust your instinct." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't done that." So that's kind of when I decided to just do my own music and not do Broadway things. Thanks, High School Musical.
I mean, yeah, there you go. Well, it's funny because it's Zac Efron. I think he's turned into a pretty dynamic actor. He's been in some comedies, he's been in some dramas, and I've come to enjoy a lot of the stuff that I've seen from him. But when you tell me, I didn't know that storyline about the basketball or the or the musical.
The Wildcats.
But the funny thing is that when I was in Fiddler on the Roof, the guy who was cast as Tevye, he played basketball.
Oh.
And he also, and so there was negotiations between the basketball coach and the director of the musical, so that he could leave practice a little early, so that he'd be able to still
do the show.
Go and so that's interesting.
Wow.
I would have actually, now that I see, I actually kind of want to watch it now because I've got it tied.
There you go. Oh man, it's pretty bad. But
now you
whatever.
do some of the stuff that I saw as I was kind of looking around on some things is the improv thing. How does that play out? Yeah, how does that go?
It basically started when I was at the Musical Theater Conservatory, AMDA, and I would just kind of fiddle around during rehearsal because I was a great student. And then I just started singing to the chords, and I was like, oh my gosh, you don't have to read music to write a song. So then I was like, let's just make up a song. So then I just would ask my friends, what do you want to sing about? And I'd write them a song, and then it kind of morphed into what I do now, which is I ask audience for a bunch of suggestions and kind of make up a song based off of all those suggestions.
That sounds really difficult.
It's kind of, I think it's fun. Sometimes based on the topic, it could be difficult. But when you get good suggestions, it's fun.
Is that one of the I mean, when you put things in line on the scale of what you enjoy doing, is that one of the things that you enjoy doing more?
Yeah, I love musical improv, and I love the aspect of the like a set that I would do because I feel like it just kind of like helps me engage even more with like the audience, and then people actually super listen to what you're saying, which is nice.
Because they're more engaged because they want to be critical.
Or they're just like, I don't know what this girl's gonna do with this, and they're like, oh, okay, all right. Sometimes, or sometimes they're like,
can she pull it off, right?
Yeah. So I kind of like that underdog vibe. I was like, watch this. No.
What are some of the weirder things that you've like has been thrown at you?
That's a good one. Sometimes if it's like a celebrity I don't know, or like a word or topic I'm not familiar with, then usually that's kind of rough because I'm just making all of it up. But
Right.
let's see. Or if you get like really dirty words, that can either be fun based on who's there or really awkward for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we've talked to a couple of comedians, and I was asking them if they changed their set based on the fact that they're playing a college versus playing the Comedy Store or Helium or the Laugh Factory or what have you. And some of them say, you know what, I do me. And some say, yeah, I've got to kind of tone it down a little bit,
Yeah.
So, do you do this improv outside of college, like the shows?
Yeah, I usually do it in usually every set that I play, sometimes in the city or wherever I'm at, I'll throw in some improv. And I just did the musical improv festival in the New York Musical Improv Festival, so that's really fun. I think this is my 7th year, but
oh wow,
the whole festival is just improv troops making up musicals, and my spin is I turn it more into like a pop song.
So do you do that more than playing your original stuff? Because like I said, I heard your original stuff and it was out of this world. So
thanks.
is there like, it's kind of like 50-50, or do you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think mostly it's original stuff, and then the improv is just like a little break and kind of just like a fun excuse to have fun.
Right, it keeps your mind working in the right direction, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, let's not take things too lightly and make up a song about poop.
And I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you to sing right on the phone about poop, because I like to be kind to the people I'm talking to.
Yeah, that's nice.
No pressure here. Yeah. So now, the transition from Florida to New York, I mean, that had to have been a little bit challenging, right?
Yeah, I think it was more so challenging for my parents. They're like, "Oh my gosh, New York City is so scary," and I was just like, "Yeah, that's great." But the transition of the coldness is rough. Because my first year I was teaching horseback riding in the Bronx, and I wasn't prepared for winter, so literally my feet would just like freeze, and it was a rough time. But and then the things to do in New York is just like so many more options than I guess most places, I guess, but definitely Florida.
What kind of horseback riding do you do?
I do, I guess, all sorts, but my favorite is jumping. But I've done like Western. Yeah, I've been riding for like over 20 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I have a little horse. His
Yeah.
name is Sinful.
What's this? It's he or she?
It's a he. And his name is Sinful, but he's really sweet.
Sinful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, she rides and trains equestrian. So.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah. So she's totally into it. My wife used to.
Aw.
Oh no, I drive cars.
Oh wow.
I that's about the most I do as far as moving fast in the right direction. No, it was just one of those things that I just never, never was in my wheelhouse, never was, any had an influence in it. But then
nice.
when my wife, I met her, I knew she rode horses, and my sister-in-law, she's very active in
That's
that
cool.
community. Yeah, for sure. And she has done fairly well, in different competitions, and she like runs a class and stuff with
Oh, that's
some
cool.
younger, yeah. So I'm familiar with it. I know, like I've done some videos and things for her and some of her colleagues and friends and stuff.
That's
But
nice.
I just know, like, if you make it over the obstacle, like, good job, thumbs up. Like, that's kind of like the
you stayed on.
extent of my knowledge. You're on the horse still, and you made it over.
That's pretty much it.
You're doing well.
Yeah, good job.
do you still get to do any of that, like, now?
Yeah, there's a couple barns up here, and my horse is in North Carolina now. My family moved there, so whenever I go down, I get to go ride, and it's the best. But
so speaking of like Florida, New York to North Carolina, you must travel quite a bit, right? If you're doing gigs in different colleges and things.
Yeah, luckily with Neon, I've been able to travel a bunch and go to places I have never been before and play some really cool states. But yeah, I was actually thinking like I should get one of those like frequent flyer mile card things. They're useful.
Oh, absolutely. You got to rack those points up.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not doing that, but I will. And last year I got to go on like a international tour, so that was a cool time to go to even more places.
So where places did you go to?
I got to sing in Dweezil Zappa's band, and we went to like New Mexico, and we got to play Red Rocks Amphitheater, and then we went to the East Coast, and then we went to Europe. That was cool.
Dweezil Zappa, Frank Zappa's son, right?
Yeah.
Or Zappa,
so I got
rather.
so I got to go sing a bunch of Frank Zappa music around the world.
That's really cool. Yeah, because I heard that he kind of picked up where his father left off, kind of, right?
Yeah, he's just trying to like bring that music to, I guess, a new generation, which is super cool because Frank's music is so cool and different, and I don't think anybody really does it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he's one of those artists that's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're a super fan, you would know of it. But I think it's like one of those great artists that got a little, maybe, I don't want to say swept under the rug. That's really the wrong term.
Yeah, it's like under the radar.
Just really, right, under the radar. That's perfect. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. And so that must have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was like my first time on a tour bus, and that was like my big dream was to go on tour, and that was my first time in Europe. It was awesome. It was really cool.
Yeah. How was like the whole like crew like on the bus? Like what was it?
Oh, it was so fun. Everyone in that band is like the nicest person ever, and I guess because I was new, I had to be on the bottom bunk, which was fun.
Sure.
But then there was like one night I swore the bus driver was trying to have us die. So
you don't need to pull a Gloria Estefan.
Yeah, I was like, are we supposed to be swerving this much? But I don't know. I was like, I've never been on a bus. Maybe it's normal. But everyone on tour was so sweet, and their fans are such big, like, super fans. So they just, like, care so much about the music and everybody, which is really cool.
No, that's a big help, I think, when you're going into a situation. I mean, so how is that different from, like, when you're going on to a set when it's just you versus when you're you've got like this follow. I'm sure you have your own following.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, like so you've got this rock legend son, who you're touring with. So how different is that, or is it just indifferent to you? It's just like, hey, I'm just going up here and I'm playing.
I try to play it like that just so I wouldn't like freak myself out. But I definitely felt like the pressure to, be able to give these fans something authentic, but also be able. Dweezil was really cool, and he's like, let me put kind of like my own spin on stuff, which was nice to have that like liberty to do that. But it was also kind of like cool to know that you had a band that trusted you and you trust them, and it was kind of like free to just play around. And because I think that was a big part of Frank's music too, was just kind of like playing around and just being in the moment, which was a good time.
Did it get like as the progression of the tour went, did it get easier?
Yeah, like our second show was Red Rocks Amphitheater, which was a pretty big show.
Wow. Yeah,
so
that's
like,
impressive.
all right, here we go. So it was kind of nice just to like jump into like big stuff, and then everything else was still pretty big, but it was nice to have that under your belt.
And if you mentioned this already, I apologize if I missed it, but how did that come to be?
Oh, I am on this musician like website called Reverb Nation, where you submit. I'm mostly on it to like submit to festivals, but my dad was actually asking how he could be like more of a like help, how he could help more, because my family's pretty awesome. And I was like, I don't have time to sift through as many submissions as I like. If you want to go through them. So he did, and he found that submission, and where I could open for Dweezil at this theater in New York called the Gramercy Theater. And I ended up getting it, and after I sound checked, Dweezil came up and he was like, hey, would you want to learn some of my dad's songs and maybe go on tour? And I was like, what? I don't know if you're being serious or you're just really nice, but yes. And then he was serious.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like right place, right time.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was like, I don't think this happens a lot. So I'm going to go with it. It was luck.
As far as schools go, what's your favorite thing to do at the schools? Do you rather do an improv, or do you like doing the your own, or covers?
Oh wow. I guess it depends. That's a good question. It depends on the audience and the setting, because I feel sometimes if you play during like maybe like a lunch, people are like not paying so much attention, and so your improv song kind of like doesn't hit as much as you'd like, but I still like to do it. So then I like to put in like covers and kind of like spruce up a cover so you don't really recognize it. So that's fun. Jeez, let's see. I guess I'd say my favorite is when if I can do original and people really dig it. That's usually my favorite. So I'm like, this is my music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that the '90s music is making a hard comeback in the college scene.
Oh yeah. Oh geez, I'm up my game.
Yeah, that's just something I witnessed. Like, I was kind of shocked because I was working like like a part-time job, and it was shocking to me that like some people thought that like a cover of a Michael Jackson song, they thought it was new.
Oh, whoa.
And it was like I think like but it was a '90s band. And this is like going back to like the late '90s, yeah, maybe early 2000s, and it was like these kids that I was working with were like 10 years younger than me. So and then I was just talking to somebody on the podcast recently, and they said that they're getting a lot more interest in some of the '90s bands
Wow.
And, so it's probably, to some of these kids, it's probably like classic rock, right?
That's true. That makes sense.
Which dates me.
Yeah, it makes me feel really awesome.
Yeah,
I throw like NSYNC's like 2000, but I throw some NSYNC in some of my songs. People are like, "What is it?" Oh yeah, that bye 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 thing. Like, oh,
yeah,
man.
One of the other artists on the Entertainment does live karaoke.
Cool.
And he was saying that Solani. I don't know if you've heard of him. But so he was saying that he's getting a lot more requests of some of that stuff now.
Wow.
Whether it's cringeworthy or not. There's a lot more requests from the college students asking for some of that like early 2000s like poppy kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it's just everything's cyclical.
Nice.
Right?
Well, you just inspired a new cover.
Dirty. Go ahead and get some dirty pop. Get something of that.
Oh, I love that one. Dirty pop. Do like a '90s mashup. That'd be fun.
Yeah, no, and I think that's kind of fun too when I see artists do that, where they're able to take like a number of different songs and kind of string them together that have like a similar
like chord progression.
Right, exactly. Thank you, because you know better than I do. Is that something that you dabbled in, or? Yeah,
I really love doing mashups, and then I've discovered maybe it's because I have like ADD. I like when things change fast. But that's one of my favorite things to do. I have a mashup that's like Taylor Swift with The Lonely Island, the Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg song about Christmas and gifts. Do you know this one?
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. I love Andy Samberg.
I love them, yeah. And then I have one that's like, I don't do this one as much, but it's like the Thong Song and Rihanna Stay. I mashed them together.
Which one is that?
The
Thong Song and what?
And then Rihanna's song Stay. I want you to stay.
Oh, Stay. Okay. Yeah. Go,
keep
singing.
I want you to stay. But yeah, so I mashed those guys. I love a good mash.
You mentioned Taylor Swift. What happened to her?
I don't know. What is this new album?
I don't even know. She has a new one. Like she has that like 1984 thing or whatever it is, and then like she went pop, and then like she was alienated, I think, by the country music scene.
Oh yeah. Well, they're probably.
And then right, because then I haven't heard anything from her. It's like
you haven't heard
Hunter Hayes like just disappeared.
Oh, what's Hunter doing? Wait, you haven't heard Taylor's 2 new songs?
No, I haven't.
She's
got 2 new songs.
Better than the other.
Has she gone back to country?
Oh no, she's like pop with like some like this new one has like some hip hop vibe to it. It's kind of different.
Oh, so that's why I didn't hear of it, because I listen to rock and I listen to country, and that's about it.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
So
she's definitely.
If it's pop, then I've missed the boat.
Okay, yeah, she's in Pop Town. She's just having her own party there. Taylor party.
She should come back. I think she's been replaced though. In
that's true.
World.
Yeah, there's so many.
Like I think like you look at like Jenna Kramer and there's who's the other one? Who's the other female that's new and Kelsey Ballerini.
Huh. What does she sing? Let's hear you sing.
I can't think of any. I can't think of it. I can't think of any of the names of her songs. Kelsey Ballerini. But you'd hear it and you'd say, "Oh yeah, I know that."
That one. Oh.
I'm looking it up right now. Here, give me a second. Got my iPad here.
Perfect. Who's your favorite artist?
There it is. Pearl Jam. hands down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, huge Pearl Jam fan. I also like Yeah Boy, Dibs.
Ooh, oh, okay, got you.
That's Kelsey Ballerini.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good takeover.
It's corny stuff, and it's like can you really call it country? But isn't that kind of how things work now?
That's true. What is country? What is country?
Right.
She writes some country things.
Maren Morris is too. Yeah, I mean, I've taken a liking more to the country music since it's kind of a little bit more poppy. Because I really couldn't deal with the the sadness of the old country.
That's true.
So, because my wife and I started listening to country when it started to get more positive because we were moving and stressed out,
Aww.
Isn't that kind of I don't know? Do you have music that kind of if it's the weekend or during the week that kind of motivates you in a different direction?
Yeah, that's for sure. I always love Eric Hutchinson. He's my favorite. So if I just put him on, I'm like, I'm in a good mood now.
Eric Huntington?
Hutchinson?
Oh, Hutchinson.
Yeah, he had a song a couple years ago. It was like rock and roll. It's like, if you want to rock, then rock. If you want to roll, then roll. Doop. Anyway, it's real good.
I'm just trying to get you to sing the whole time we've been on this thing, so thank you.
Perfect. But I work at SoulCycle, so all the time I'm trying to find some music so people can work out and feel better too.
Oh, so you do what was it, spinning?
Yeah.
Well?
Yep, I'll do that.
So that's your thing.
That's my little part time.
Is it more of a stress release, or is it more of something you do to kind of
make ends meet? It's kind of both. Because I started writing at SoulCycle and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun because you don't feel like you're working out. And then I was like, what if I just work here and they pay me to work out? So it's that, and it's also yay, money. So
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's actually a really good plan.
But also keeps me up to date with what's going on in music world. So that's cool.
Oh, because you will be in New York, right? You probably rub shoulders with some people that you may not normally. It gets you out there and social.
Yeah, that's true. And there's so many cool venues, and I just saw Imagine Dragons. Do you know them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, they were here. I think a couple days ago. I went to their show. It was so good. So it's nice to have music all around.
They've got a real cool, different sound to them. I don't love everything they do, but they do have a different sound that I think they kind of, I don't want to say they invented, but I think they certainly,
open the doors.
Took it over,
Yeah.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. So, I mean, we've been here, we've been doing this for about a half hour now, and I don't want to keep you too much longer. So I think what I'd like to do is just say, hey, how can people get in touch with you?
Oh, you can go to my website, which is Mikki Hommel, MIKKIHOMMEL.com, and it has my music and videos and improv stuff, and then I also created a musical sketch team, so sometimes we do shows, and then I'm on the Instagram, which is Mikki Hommel, and the Facebook, which is Mikki Hommel Music, the YouTube, which is Mikki Hommel Fans, and I think that's it. I tried Snapchat, and we didn't click.
Yeah, I'm too old for Snapchat. But no, I would highly recommend anybody who's interested in bringing you to to school to take a listen to I was listening to YouTube, and the first few songs I heard just blew me away. So good stuff for sure. Yay. And I'm glad. I thought this was a pretty cool, chat, and I learned a little bit more about you. Maybe we can do it again.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. So, I guess we're gonna wrap this up here. So Sweet. We had, this is once again, Mike from Neon Entertainment talking to Mikki Hommel, and check out Neon Entertainment, Neon Spotlight, and continue to tune in to listen to future episodes for some of these great entertainers that you can bring to your school. And Mikki, I want to just thank you for you taking the time to kind of open up here and tell us about your background and your likes and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. It's just the same.
Neon Entertainment Spotlight.